Hello, and welcome to another episode of Addled Building with your Addled Akeva as your host. Yeah, that's typical. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So, a couple of update notes. The Nose Job project, which I have renamed the Meso Rye as of recently. A couple of change notes for it. I have been working on this in the background, and most of the additions are LCDs. I put one LCD in here. I've got another one that I'm doing that I'm going to put over here. I'm working with Alessia with that. There is internal layout is finalized. So there is, when you sit down, this pops up. The blast door in front of you closes and this pops up. But when you get up from your seat, what's the button to get up? Oh, F. And of course it rockets me out of the seat. The blast door opens and that LCD turns off. Now, down in the bottom area, I have been working on a custom LCD, something that I do with all core BPs, which is give the players some tips. So these are tips for new players: building a combat ship for redundancy and endurance, building in redundant container controllers and spread ammo between them, adding redundancy. Well, you can read these. Now, up here, though, let me get my multi-tool out. Up here, you have a custom logo. Now I pulled this LCD off the far archives, redid it, like all the coloring, redid all the coloring, redid all the text in it, and just modified that little. That's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individual LCD pieces. I mean, that's 7 individual LCD pieces that makes that one little thing right there. And I just thought it looked cool. There's no hidden meaning behind it. There's nothing like that. But I learned by watching, by doing the working with the LCD. I'll just go ahead and show you. This is the amount of code here. It looks really complicated. Once you know what's what, it's not. Now, I'm not going to go through that today because, needless to say, that is Alessia and Saluz Decor's forte. They know how to do that better than I do. Let's just say I just read their homework and learn from their homework. I don't copy their homework, but I do read their homework and learn from it. So, I'm not sure if that's a great analogy, but whatever. Anyways, that is the status of this project right now. Again, this is going to be a core BP. It's going to be somewhat upgradable. I did all the the device groupings and signal logic done here. It's all been done. It's the simple stuff. God forbid somebody hits this freaking button right here. Never hit that button on my ships, because you will have to go to station services and hope beyond hope that the template is correct. The save template is correct, and it resets all these groups, or you're gonna have to do them yourself. Okay? Yeah, just don't hit that freaking button. Anyways, rampage over. Now, this is the Shrike, as seen on the workshop. I have been using this for shaping and texturing. How do I say it? Shaping and texturing guidance, because I really liked what I did on here, so I've been using it as inspiration for other ships and things like that. I also used it in another video for another reason. This is just something that I slapped together for a thumbnail. Not really kidding here. I slapped this together for a thumbnail just using copy and pasting pieces off of other builds. Off of like my kits that I use, to like my reference kits that I use. And yeah, it's going to turn into an actual ship. Not today. We're not going to be working on that. Maybe that might be weekend Addled Building to start on that. That I'll start on that with. But today, get to the point. Today is another SV project. Well, the first one I'm doing on stream because I was talking with one of my friends and we were talking about core BPs in the game, and he said that there's no real combat SV that he wants to use that's in the core prefabs. And I'm just like, I got you, bro. So that's what we're doing today. And I was already looking for a project to do today, and I didn't really want to be working on that because I just didn't. It just wasn't what I wanted to do for today, and I'm still planning, thinking that one through. So we'll see. Okay, so first things first, I am going to turn on a symmetry plane and assign it. And then I don't need that vertical one yet. And then I am going to go all the way back here, move this forward. And yes, I am using carbon here. And then I'm going to remove that block and that block. Then I'm going to grab my selection. I'm going to hit Control-Shift-A. Simply hit this delete button and turn the symmetry plane back on. Very, very simple to get a center line of a ship. And now I can turn off that symmetry plane and assign another one. Alright, we're good to go. That symmetry plane is set. I'm not going to use the XY symmetry plane at the moment. And I have an idea of what I want to do here, so we're just going to get started. Now, when I say I have an idea, I'm not really joking here. I have an idea in my head. This is very typical of me to just have an idea in my head. And I'm going to turn that one off for the moment because I'm not going to be using it as much or as heavily as is normal. So we're going to go ahead and do the typical, like, nose that I do with these ships. I say typical because, well, it's a style that I've kind of fell into. So, but I want to at least get the nose shaping down, the concept I have in my head for the nose down. And it is something that I'm not kidding here. It's something I saw Artemis Rogue do, or Artemis Rouge do on a CV, and I had wanted to use the concept somewhere to try it out to see if I really liked it. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I know that's vague and it's vague and whatever, but I take inspiration from wherever I can get it because, well, nobody really works in a vacuum anyways. I mean, literally, no one works in a vacuum. Ideas are not created in a vacuum. So let's go ahead and get this started. Now, one thing that you may notice, I don't know why that happened. One thing you may notice, I have a starter block here. Well, a starter stand here. Now, this is something I do with all ships, as you know. Well, as recurring viewers know, because I don't like building in space. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay. And this is something that I also kind of fell into because, well, it's just how I build. I'm not saying that it's great for everybody. It's just how I do it. And I'm not saying that the style of doing that is great for everybody. But, well, yeah, it's just something I do. Okay, I like that. That's looking good. It's not looking exactly how I had in my head, but nothing ever really does. Almost need some sunglasses. That sun's in my eye. I mean, it's not like I can't move it or something, but do I want to go ahead and repeat this? Oh, right, forgot to turn on music. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and get that started. I am going to be using the same tracks that I used on the other video because I am just enjoying it. Do I want to actually just push that back? Yeah, I think I want to push that back. I don't think I want to do that. Okay. Let's check it. Oh, right. Another reason that I use stands is for the simple reason that I already have a color palette assigned to it. One that, let's go ahead and get this going. One that already has the color palette that I commonly use for GEI ships, as well as, some other stuff on it that I use. I don't know what I'm talking about at the moment, but whatever. And it's just a great way for me to just get a heads up and have a color palette ready to go, so that's one less thing I gotta do. And if I want to get rid of it, I can just use that Control-Shift-A and just delete it once it's done, and then when I save it, I clear the pivot point. So it's a great way to do that. And it's just a great way to have just what you need right there. So at the moment, I'm just testing shaping. Because, well, yeah, just testing shaping. I want that one there. Thank you. Not what I meant to do. Undo. I really wish I could play the Subnautica soundtrack. But I can't. Thank you, YouTube, for being jerks. Okay, it's not YouTube. What am I talking about? But you know what I mean. I'm sorry this is really, really twitchy as I'm placing blocks. It's just, it is what it is. Dang it. Okay, fine. Copy, paste. Okay, there we go. Am I using steel or am I using carbon? Oh no, I'm using steel. Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't think that one would. Okay. Alright, so we're getting a texture pattern going, which is nice. Shaping and texture pattern going. Glowies as usual, because glowies are glorious, just like bow ties. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just quoting Doctor Who here with the bow ties thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of bow ties or not, but I don't have anything against them. It's just I thought that quote from excuse me, yeah, Doctor Who. Sheesh. I always just thought it was interesting. Alright, so the reason I'm doing that is because textures, the symmetry plane sometimes buggers off and sucks sometimes, so yeah, I'm just repainting it. Don't worry about it. Once you've dealt with the symmetry plane for long enough, you start to get a feel for when it's going to screw you over. I just want to have a block here that has that full texture on it, so I'm putting it here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these because I don't need them at the moment. Just keep that as a center line and get rid of these for the moment. Alright, let's go ahead and start get the shaping done. One thing that the starter stand does not have is generators and fuel tanks. And this is something that I just keep forgetting to deal with. So let's go ahead and just add that there. Alright, there we go. Now we can fuel it up and power it on. There we go. Do. Let's go ahead and get that copied. And copy that again. Copy that one. And there we go. Okay, so. Come on, open inventory. Do. Copy that. Do I want anything on the front, or do I want LCDs up there? I think I'm just going to move it back so that it's... Goodbye. I'm going to move it back to... I don't know where I want these turrets, to be honest. Let's just do this. And just take a look at what it looks like. And then do the same thing here. Go back 3, go down 3. So if I put it there... Okay. Three and 3. Because the maximum number of these turrets is 6. So if I have 4... Well, at least with the default turret limits, which I am building for. And then I put the manual fires behind that. I will need to extend this again. So let's go ahead and do that. Copy that one. Copy that. And copy a blank block. Oh, no, not a blank block, excuse me. That block and a blank block. Which is that one, I believe. Put that one back there. Or that one goes there. I don't remember. Copy that one. Oh, okay, so I should have just copied that one, okay. I don't know why that pattern's messing with my brain so much, but oh well. Let's go ahead and copy that block for the moment. Okay, so now that that's done, we can go ahead and pull down the primary manual fire weapons, which is in vanilla, I believe it's plasma, lasers, and homings to really do the best. Are my primary favorites. So max amount for this is 4, 4, and 4. Now, because this is going to be a core BP, it's not going to be a completely min-max one. It's just going to be... It's just going to be nice. I don't know how else to put that. So... Again, let's grab that block. Yes, I know I'm using carbon blocks right now. I don't mind. So we're going to put that one... Whoops, wrong way. We're going to rotate that to... and put it as far back as it looks. And then put another one. Just the laser one. Rotate that as well. Again, we're going to push it back like that. And then the homing one is going to be doing the same. There we go. Alright, so that's a decent start. Now, I am 1/5 of the way, excuse me, 1/3 of the way through the video already. So, if you have made it to this point, leave a comment. We are officially at 20 minutes. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're liking the video. And yes, that was completely unscheduled, and no, I did not rehearse that before, and that was just random something off the top of my head. Enjoy. Now, with GATs and things that you just want to use for manual fire, you want to put them as close to the center as you can, and if you really can, just put them in the center. And the reason that I do this, copy that block, thank you. The reason I recommend you doing this is because when you're dealing with drones, it's just so much easier if the GAT is just like right there in the middle. And so I'm going to put it back a little ways. I'm going to put that one back a little ways. And we may adjust those later. Now, as you can see here, I got most of the things that I thought I would need for this build. Of course, this is not everything. It's just a list of things that who knows? I don't know. I may use them, I may not. But yeah, it's just something I was working on and I did ahead of time. So okay, so this is the basic shape that we have. Now we just have to blend in the shapes. So we just have to bring it in. So if I'm gonna go and get rid of these carbon ones because I'm not gonna be using them much. I'll add them later if I need them. I'll just put them over on 6. And I got completely sidetracked there. I apologize. So, anyways, what I'm wanting to do here is blend it as much as possible. Blend the shaping and create sort of a ship's bow look. And the reason I'm doing this is for the simple reason that turrets are normally face downward anyways. So when you're using an SV, I'm going to go ahead and spawn one to illustrate this point. Just spawn this one, it doesn't matter. So when you're using an SV, or you're in a CV or whatever you're in, typically you are, your camera is over the top. So the turret's on the top, because when the camera's back, because the camera's back over here, so you're actually facing down towards the nose at an angle. And the turret's on top because you have a tendency to push your nose down below where it's actually straight pointing at the target. The turrets on top have a lot easier time tracking the target in front of you. So the reason I'm doing them as vertical turrets over on this build over here is because they have a higher tracking rate, a higher vertical tracking rate along the vertical axis than if they were placed underneath and having to constantly depress, which would be a horizontal tracking rate towards the interior of the ship. So anyways, it's why I set this up, and it's why some ships are built that way, and why the majority of turrets are on the top. And on this one, they're not on the top because there's a actual drop-off here. There's an actual drop-off from here down, and it goes up this way. And sure, it still has depression problems, but these are anti-drone turrets, and these ones on the fronts are, well, yeah, they don't need to depress very far, and because they're closer to the central plane, or the central plane of the ship. Anyways, probably a horrible way to explain that, but hopefully you found it useful in understanding my thinking on this build. And as for these, well, yeah, they are like that because I want them to, yeah, I just want them there because they're gonna look good. Anyways. So I think you have a decent idea of what I'm going for here, and I hope I hope you're enjoying this little walk down of my thought process, the walk through my thought process, because believe me, my thought process is not linear. uh, I've had too much brain trauma for my thought process to be linear at this point. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I mean, it doesn't look exactly how I envisioned it, but it is freaking cool. It is very cool. I feel like, whatever. Probably shouldn't think about that too much, but whatever. Now, ideally, I would put something useful there. So I could put the LCDs there. I mean, excuse me, not the LCDs, but the wireless extenders because they're up at the nose. Surely you have antenna. Oh right, SVs don't have antenna decos. That puts a freaking dampener in my plan. Do 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 do. Maybe? Oh yeah, yeah they do. What I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh no, no they don't. Okay. Trats. Elion, please add. What else can I put there that's not quite that, but Elion, come on, please add. I actually kind of know why they didn't add it, and I'm not gonna go into that. But anyways, um, let's do something else. Something that is unique to LCDs. I mean, excuse me, that is unique to SVs. Not what I want. Okay. Nope, nope. Yeah, that's 2 blocks by what? 7? Yeah, that's too many. 1, 2, 5. Too many. 1, 2, 7. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Nah, it's not gonna work. Here we go. Okay, well, so much for that idea. It's just not enough room there. Let's see if I can do something. Stuck on the details. Yeah, I understand that. Oh, it was already on my hotbar. And of course the system. Do 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 do. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Can you please copy the right block and not the... Ugh, whatever. Copy that block again. There we go. Alright, this is coming along a lot better than I thought it would. Right as I say that, I realize what an idiot I am for saying that, because things were just going nicely. Yeah, I just said they were going nicely. Great job. He'll understand as a builder one day. Never say that things are going well in either healthcare or build aid, because then you realize, oh, there's not a block that there's not a block there that I need. Lovely. You know what? Screw that. Let's invert that. Put it there. What was I just thinking? I don't remember what I was just thinking. It irks me. Of course, that would be too freaking easy. Whatever. This is getting so convoluted. It's not even funny. Okay, let's get rid of that for the moment, because I want to do something different that'll take up less space that I've done before. Of course, that doesn't fit there. Why would it? It would make too much sense. Let's try something completely different and unorthodox, like just placing square blocks behind it so that I can see what I'm doing and have a reference point. That would be so smart. And then I could just chip away at the square blocks instead. You know what I just realized? I'm doing this... I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I can just flip it later. Control-Shift-A, cut it, paste it, and then go to this, and that will immediately just flip it. Very, very simple way to flip something around. And then that way I'm not constantly looking up at the sun. And then I can just do the same thing later to flip it back over. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me earlier. Now, I do have to turn symmetry plane back on, but because I flipped it that way, instead of using the rotate tool here, I didn't have to manipulate it another time after I rotated it to put it back on center. Do you see what I'm doing here? Yeah, it's not gonna work. I can tell you that right now. Oh wait, yes it is going to work. It's just not gonna work as I thought it was. I'm gonna leave that like that for the moment because, yeah, let's not do that. At least not yet. Okay. I want to put that one there. Put a block behind it. Acceptable. Okay, fine. Let's get that block. Do. Oh no, that's already connected. Okay, let's do that. Copy that block. Now, I know that there's this sign of half overlap there, but who's gonna notice that on an SV? Unless they really just clip into it. I mean, come on. It's not a problem. This is looking good. Now remember, because there's no turret back there, excuse me while I figure this out, thank you. Because there's no turret back there that I have to shape around, I can do different shaping in this area than I did in the forward areas that did have the turret. Normally I don't do that, normally I just copy it, but whatever. So if I want to, say, get one of these thrusters and put the jet intake, say, right there, and then just build towards that jet intake, I can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that for a sec because I'll put it back. Yeah, let's put it there. So yeah, if I wanted to build for that jet intake, there we go. We have sort of a jet intake there, which is really kind of cool. And by kinda, I mean really actually very cool. Now remember, because this is half block, it's gonna hop off or top off, whatever. Yeah, my word choices today are not great, but you know what? That's fine. Let's go back to the full blocks again. You know what? Let's just leave that there for the moment. I'll figure that out in a minute. Yes, I know that my movements are very, very twitchy. It is what it is. It's just how I work. And because I move so fast, it looks like it's going 2 speed. Looks like the footage is going 2 speed. It's not. It's just me. It's just how my brain works. And I'm trying to be mindful of it so that I slow down a little bit. But it's kind of hard to slow down once you've set a pace for yourself. And once your mind is, like when you're building and you've got a rhythm, it's kind of hard. Come on, copy the block I want you to copy. Thank you. Well, a little bit of lag there. That's alright. Oh, okay. Did not see that coming. Okay. We'll figure that out in a second. Well, you know what this calls for. More glowies. Where are you? Oh, you're on this one. Okay. Wait, did I just overbuild that and just not realize it? Oh, I did. I did overbuild it and not realize it. Crud. Okay, well, fine. Screw it. Oh, come on, place where I want you to place. Thank you. I know this looks awful right now. I know. I'm just figuring stuff out. Figuring out shapes at the moment. I don't like it either. Screw it, let's get rid of that layer and try this again. Go back and do it again. I don't mind that one there. Screw that. I'll just copy that one. Okay, that's good. Let's see here. That highlight begins there, there. Goes all the way to over there. And this is the jet intake there. I just asked myself, why did I just do that? I don't know. Whatever. I didn't need to, but I did it anyways. Okay. Well, yeah. What did you just copy? I have no bloody idea, and I'm just gonna assume symmetry plane fail. Okay, not gonna think about that too much anymore. I don't think I need a glowy there. I just don't think so. I can fill that in later, if I think of something. Well, so much for that idea. Maybe, maybe not. Can I place something underneath it? No, I can't. Okay, never mind. You know what? I'll just leave it there. And if I can do something with it later, I'll do something with it. If not, okay. No, yeah, I'm getting rid of it. Okay. Okay, let's flip this over again. But first I want to do some block shaping down here. Just real quick. Now you might be asking yourself, why are you using just basic steel? Because I kind of forgot to use hardened steel. And that's something I'll have to fix later. But in the meantime, I'm just getting shaping done. Now, the only downside to doing what I'm doing right here is that you can't really texture that trench separately. And you know what? I'm not too fussed about that. If I want to redo that later, I'll redo it later. But I just want to get some basic hole shaping done here so I can get an idea of the shape. And best way to do that is to add a little bit, get out of my way. Best way to add that is just to go for it and just fill in space. And then you can fine tune it later. I know a lot of the time I fine tune it as I go, but that's just because some areas I have an idea of where they're gonna go. I have a decent idea of what I want them to be. Okay. That looks pretty good. I haven't shaped the outside of that yet. Okay. Let's go ahead and copy that. And instead of doing that, let's do do. Let's go back, get that one, and that one. I just did that, and I'm just like, what the frick was I thinking? Because it doesn't line up with the other side at all. It's just gonna be faster to do that. And again, we'll put something interesting here. I was thinking the Wi-Fi extender and then a fake detector block that I may swap out for a actual detector later. No, I don't want to put a detector right beside that. Okay, I don't know what I'll do there. I could do the typical GEI, just add glowies. The patented, just add glowies. Yeah, I can't patent that. I was just thinking about that, and I'm just like, I can't patent that. Just add glowies? The phrase just add glowies? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That patent phrase is not gonna happen. Come on, I know I have a color that fits that. Not how much I'd like it, but it works. And I'm not futzing with colors right now. Come on. Don't be a pain in my butt. Great way of removing things quickly off the field. Or off the playfield. It was in my way. Just copying the texture properties. Okay, I've got a little bit of time. Okay. Yeah, I've got to be real careful about the time, because if I keep this music going too long, it's going to play something that is copyrighted, and I'm like, no, don't copyright. Don't copyright strike me. I know I'm a small channel, and you probably don't care, but don't copyright strike me. Anyways, probably shouldn't even be talking about that, because YouTube is, the algorithm is uber paranoid, but, it's fine. I don't know if I like that. But anyways, we will pick up this project next week. Next Wednesday. I will show it to you next Wednesday. And remember the typical tip of the day. Hit the Control Shift A, hit cut once. You can. I'm gonna do cut once because, well, yeah. And then I'm gonna paste it once. And then you're going to go to this selection right here, which is show me the tool tip. Thank you. Scale selection. And while it's in ghost mode, you can just simply flip it. And then you hit the paste the second time. And then you deselect it, turn symmetry plane back on, you're good to go. And now you have just flipped an entire selection completely. And you can also do that side to side, forward, backwards, you know what I mean. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today. If you feel that this content has value in some way, please consider leaving a like, a subscribe, and a comment on why you like this content, or if you think I can improve in some way, let me know. Leave a constructive comment, and I will do my best. Thank you to my supporters. Big thank you to my supporters. Let's go ahead and get the outro going. Big thank you to my supporters. And remember, be a decent human being. Remember to be kind to your fellow human beings. Yeah, I'm not going to go into a rant at the end today because I don't need to pad out the time or anything. Because thank you. Have a good day. Banshee out.